Marietta has everything you're looking for if you know where to look. The city's got top-tier schools, charming neighborhoods, and unbeatable access to the rest of Metro Atlanta, but it's not all sunshine and sidewalks. In this video, I'm breaking down the real pros and cons of living in Marietta, Georgia. What people love, what drives people crazy, and what you need to know before you make a move here. My name is Joel. I'm a local realtor here in Metro Atlanta, and this is what I do. I make videos to help people know what it's like to live here in Metro Atlanta, and every day I help people just like you make a move to and in Georgia. So let's get into it. Let's kick things off with the crown jewel of the city, Marietta Square. This is one of the best downtowns in the whole metro. If you're moving to Marietta, this is the spot that you're just gonna keep coming back to. It's got that rare blend of old school charm and modern energy. Picture cobblestone streets, historic buildings, and a really nice green park right in the middle. And yes, during the holidays, it does look like something out of a Hallmark movie. For food, you've got some great spots like the Marietta Local, where a fried chicken sandwich might just change your life. There's sushi over at Tycoon's, craft cocktails at Two Birds Tap House. Bonus points if you swing by in October right now for Harry Potter themed month. And if you can't agree on what you want, head over to the Marietta Food Hall, where you can grab everything from gourmet egg rolls, Greek, Mexican, pizza, Thai, you name it. It's casual, it's fun, and everyone gets what they want. Now, in addition to the food, the square has got some great shopping as well. There's antiques, there's vinyl records, there's some quirky gift shops. It's all walkable. You can park your car once and make a whole afternoon out of it. And if that's not enough, there's also a calendar of community events throughout the year. Chalktoberfest just happened. It brings in artists from all over the country, turns the streets into these amazing murals. Marietta Farmers Market is a weekly staple, and you've got Taste of Marietta, holiday festivals, the Glover Park concert series. There's really something happening all the time. One of the biggest draws to Marietta is the location. You're sitting just 20 to 30 minutes northwest of downtown Atlanta, depending on traffic, as always. You're close enough to tap into all of the big city action when you want to, but far enough away that you don't have to deal with all of the chaos of actually living in the big city. You got direct access to I-75, which runs straight through Marietta, making it one of the most commuter-friendly suburbs, around if you have this access. Whether you're heading into Buckhead, Midtown, even the airport, it's a relatively simple shot. And when you consider how car-dependent Metro Atlanta is, or really all of Atlanta is, having a direct route like this is a really huge benefit. It's not always a short drive, but it's always a straightforward one. You're also just minutes away from Truist Park and the Battery, which is phenomenal if you're a Braves fan, maybe just an MLB fan, or you're just looking for a fun night out. The Battery is packed with shops, restaurants, bars, live entertainment, and honestly, even if you're not going to a game or there isn't a game going on, it's still a destination all on its own. We go there all the time, seriously. Living in Marietta also means that you're surrounded by other major suburbs like Kennesaw, Smyrna, Roswell, all within a short drive. This is going to give you even more flexibility in terms of work, schools, entertainment, and some major employers, which we're going to talk about right now. Marietta offers a really solid job market, especially if you want access to opportunity without living in the middle of downtown Atlanta. You've got a few things working in your favor here, starting with location. Again, being just off I-75 puts you within a short drive of some of Atlanta's biggest employers like Coca-Cola, Delta Airlines, UPS, Home Depot, whose headquarters is really just a few miles down the road in Vinings, which is an area of Smyrna. So if you're into logistics, corporate, or aviation, then you're going to be well positioned here. But Marietta also has its own employment base too. Wellstar Health System, for example, is headquartered in Marietta and is one of the largest employers in the entire state. The flagship hospital, Wellstar Kennestone, is right here in the city and offers tons of jobs in healthcare, administration, and support services. There's also a Lockheed Martin site which has a major aerospace manufacturing facility right here in Marietta. That plant alone employs thousands of people in everything from engineering, manufacturing, defense contracts, and project management. If you're in that space, this is a rare opportunity to work at a high-level role without moving to DC or Texas, for example. Now, schools are a big priority for your move, and let's be honest, for a lot of families, they certainly are, then Marietta should certainly be on your radar. But here's the thing, when people talk about the best rated schools in Marietta, what they're really talking about is the East Cobb area. And this is the area that is home to some of the highest rated high schools in the entire state. So let's break it down. Lassiter High School, powerhouse. This gets an A+ rating from niche.com and a perfect 10 out of 10 from greatschools.org. This is one of those schools where if you ask locals why they moved to East Cobb 20, 25 years ago, they're gonna say, we came here for Lassiter. And that was me. We moved to Georgia when I was a kid, and my parents specifically targeted this school district. Then there's Walton High School, same story, A+ on niche.com, 10 out of 10 on greatschools.org, consistently ranked among the top public high schools in all of Georgia. It's competitive, academically rigorous, and incredibly well regarded. There's also Pope High School, and you guessed it, A on niche.com, 10 out of 10 on greatschools.org. There's also Wheeler High School, which gets an A+ rating on niche.com and an 8 out of 10 on Great Schools. Now, what makes Wheeler unique is it's a magnet STEM program. If you've got kids who are into robotics, engineering, or anything tech driven, then this can be a great choice. And then you can also add in Sprayberry, Hillgrove, Harrison, Kell, which are not quite top 10 in the state rated like those other ones, but also fantastic options. Now, because these schools have been so good for so long, everyone moved here, especially in the 90s and the early 2000s. Over the last couple of decades, East Cobb became the destination for people chasing top-tier school zones. And that popularity led to a ton of growth. Neighborhoods popped up, the area filled in really fast, and today, East Cobb is one of the most densely populated areas around. It's still incredibly popular, especially for those families looking to lock in the great high school track records for their kids. Now, here's something that I see as a realtor. A lot of the folks who moved to East Cobb way back when to raise their kids, they're still living in these homes. You've got people living in these beautiful, well-kept 4 or 5 bedroom, 3,000 square foot houses that made perfect sense when they had 3 kids in high school. But now those kids are in their 30s and mom and dad haven't been upstairs in like 7 years. Now, that means there's a ton of opportunity here. These owners are starting to downsize, which opens the door for this next wave of people looking to get into these amazing school districts. One of the most underrated benefits of living in Marietta, especially in the older, more established neighborhoods, is the lot size. And if you're not from here, this might not be something that you've thought about yet, but trust me, it will matter to you. Whether you've got kids, pets, hobbies, or you just want to be able to fit the lawnmower through the space in between the houses, lot size can change the whole experience of a home. Now, no, this isn't Milton. You're not getting 5 acres and a barn, but what you are getting is something you just don't find in the newer construction neighborhoods that are popping up, just a little bit further north in Woodstock and Canton. Back in the 90s, developers were building neighborhoods with this space in mind. Lot size and shape was actually a feature here. The goal wasn't necessarily to cram as many homes as physically possible into the cul-de-sac. There was a little bit more intention to wider streets, deeper setbacks, mature trees, and lots that feel like they belong to a house and not just a number in a grid system. So while you might not get acreage necessarily, half an acre or more is pretty common in parts of East Cobb and West Marietta. These are neighborhoods where you've got real backyards, a little bit of distance between homes, and just a more sense of privacy that's getting harder and harder to come by, especially in the newer developments these days. And because these homes were often built 20, 30, sometimes even 40 years ago, they've got solid bones. You'll find a lot of classic brick traditionals, 4 or 5 bedrooms, 2,000 or 3,000 square feet, and enough yard for the kids to play, the dog to run, or for you to finally build that workshop that you've been dreaming of. Quick pause to say, if you're thinking about making a move to Marietta or really anywhere in Metro Atlanta, there are a few easy ways that you can take the next step. You can reach out to me directly at the contact info on the screen, or you can fill out our Connect form and we'll reach out to you at a time that's convenient. Or just grab our free relocation guide if you're still in that early research phase. And of course, if you're not ready for any of that, just keep watching. We got a lot of great stuff to get into. Here's a pro that doesn't get talked about nearly enough, but if you're nearing that retirement age or you've got parents moving with you, it can be a huge deal. Marietta, and specifically Cobb County, offers a very generous senior tax exemption that can make a serious difference in your long-term cost of living. Here's how it works. Once you hit the age of 62, you're eligible for a significant exemption from school taxes on your property. And since school taxes typically make up the largest portion of a homeowner's property tax bill, this can lower your taxes by thousands of dollars per year. For many seniors, this is the difference between being able to stay in their home comfortably or being forced to sell and downsize earlier than maybe they want to. And what's great is that this isn't just a symbolic discount. Cobb County goes further than a lot of the other counties in Georgia. Some places only give partial relief or phase it in a little bit more slowly. Cobb said, nope, going all in. The exemption is full. If you meet the age and residency requirements, then you're in. No complicated formulas, no games. In plain English, if you're in a $500,000 property, your taxes are going to be somewhere around $5,000, maybe $5,500. But with this tax exemption, your bill's going to look more like $1,500 a year instead, which is a big difference. One of the trade-offs of Marietta's popularity, especially in that East Cobb area we were talking about, is the density. Like we mentioned before, over the years, this area has seen huge demand from families wanting to get into those top school districts, and that demand has led to a lot of growth. As a result, things can feel real tight. Not big city tight, but tight for the suburbs. Driving through parts of Marietta, especially near the square or maybe along Roswell Road, you'll notice just how built up everything is. Shopping centers, neighborhoods, traffic, it's all very close together. In some of the more mature parts of town, especially, the hot school zones, the lots may be bigger, but the number of homes packed into the area can create maybe just a sense of congestion. There's not a whole lot of undeveloped land yet, which means you're rarely getting wide open views or breathing room between these subdivisions. Now, for some people, that's not a deal breaker. In fact, the trade-off might be worth it for them. Shopping, amenities, schools, all close by. But if you're dreaming of peace and quiet, long stretches of road between neighbors or neighborhoods, or waking up to nothing but bird song, you're probably gonna feel just a little bit boxed in here. It's not urban, but it's not rural either. It's suburban at capacity. One thing you'll notice quickly about Marietta, especially the parts people really want to be in, is that the homes aren't new. The city had its big suburban boom back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and a lot of what's on the market today is still reflective of that. These homes have character, they've got good bones, and many are built better than what you're gonna find in brand new construction necessarily. But you've got to know what you're walking into. Now, because the homes are 30, 40, sometimes 50 years old, home inspection becomes absolutely critical. Now, it always is, but perhaps maybe just a little bit more so here. We're not just talking about a quick once over, fly a drone over the roof and whatnot. You need a thorough inspection. Get the mold, get the radon, get the main sewer scoped. Most of the big ticket items like roof, HVAC system, water heater have probably already been replaced by this point, just out of sheer necessity along the way. But if they haven't, there's a good chance they're not just outdated, they're decrepit. And that's not something that you want to find out in July when the AC gives out. Also, back in the day, there were building materials that were used across entire subdivisions that are now known to cause major headaches. LP siding was used in a ton of homes and later became the focus of a class action lawsuit because of how poorly it held up to moisture. Same thing with polybutylene plumbing, which is a super common waterline material in the 80s and the early 90s. It was cheap, easy to install, and became incredibly prone to failure. If you don't know what to look for or where to look, these could turn out to be problems for you down the road. So again, get the inspection and get an inspector who knows the era of the home that you're buying. you're hoping to buy a brand new home in Marietta, here's the reality. New construction is limited. This is an older, established suburb. Most of the land is already developed, especially, again, in those high demand areas, or maybe near the square in the historic district. You're not going to find massive new communities springing up everywhere like you might in North Cumming or Dallas per se. And what new construction there is going to be in the premium price points. That said, right now might actually be one of the best times to buy new construction, not only in Marietta, but really just anywhere if you can find the new construction. Builders are trying to clear out inventory before the end of the year. They want to get these homes off the books, and they're offering some major incentives to make it happen. I've seen builders offering up to $50,000 in incentives. Seriously. You can use that money to buy down your interest rate, cover your closing costs, lower the purchase price, maybe even all three with that much. In a market where affordability is top concern, that kind of flexibility can make a huge difference. Now, are you gonna have dozens of options to choose from? No. Inventory is still limited. Most of what's being built is infill construction, small pockets of homes or townhomes tucked away into already developed neighborhoods. And yes, they're usually priced at a premium, just a little bit higher, especially if you're trying to get into those top school zones. But if you're flexible on location or you've got your eye on something new and move-in ready, this is one of those windows where you might actually get a good deal. If you've got questions or you need help figuring out your next move, I've got a whole menu of ways that we can connect. You can reach out directly using the contact info on the screen right now, or take 30 seconds to fill out our connect form and we'll follow up with you. If you want something maybe just a little bit more low-key, I've put together a free relocation guide that you can download and check out on your own time. And hey, if you're just browsing for now, no pressure. Stick around, watch some more videos. I'll see you in the next one.